Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. BISP Solutions is a tech company that provides technical solutions across the world. So today we will be understanding topics like data migration strategy and initial system configuration. So first of all, why we are doing migration process of data from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So for example, let's imagine we have been using QuickBooks for years now. So it served our business so well, but as we are growing, our needs are changing and increasing also. And we started facing challenges and lack of scalability also. In reporting and complex financials, we are not able to use in QuickBooks. So in some news or in some advertisement we heard about NetSuite. So how it can provide a more powerful integrated solution for our evolving business? That ad is telling us about the NetSuite application. So there is a catch. If we are moving forward with NetSuite, we need to bring all our existing data from QuickBooks like customers, vendors, financial transactions into the new system without losing any crucial information. So that is why data migrations comes in. So the purpose of data migration is to ensure a smooth seamless transition to more robust ERP system while maintaining the integrity, accuracy and continuity of our business operations. So the data migration is the process of transferring all the essential business information that lives in QuickBooks such as customer details, transactions and financial data into NetSuite. So as of thinking, data migration is as packing our old house, which is QuickBooks, into boxes and carefully moving everything over to our new home, which is NetSuite. We want to make sure nothing important is left behind and everything fits perfectly in the new space, that is NetSuite. So why data migration is necessary? So first is it provides a scalability and growth in our business, because as our business grows, QuickBooks may no longer meet our complex needs. So NetSuite can handle multiple business processes such as accounting, inventory and customer relationship manager all in one platform. Second, it streamlines operations. So by moving to NetSuite, we get a unified system that integrates various functions like finance, sales and supply chain, which eliminates the need for disparate systems and manual processes. Third necessity is advanced reporting and analytics. So NetSuite offers powerful reporting tools that allow for real-time insights into our business performance, which will be for migrating our data, which ensures us that it can take full advantage of these features. Then lastly, what will be the most important necessity for migration is avoiding data loss. So migrating data ensures that all our historical data such as invoices, payments and financial transactions remains intact and in one place, which is accessible to all the end users. So what we understood from this example is by migrating our data from QuickBooks to NetSuite, we are setting up our business for long-term success, where NetSuite offers better scalability, robust features and the ability to integrate every part of our business into one streamlined system, where data migration is the bridge that helps you to get without losing any valuable information. So thinking of it as moving into a bigger, better home where our business will thrive. So this is the story behind migration from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Then this was the gist of why we are doing migration and what are the limitations of QuickBooks, what we are facing while doing our task in QuickBooks, and what NetSuite is providing us, the advantages of NetSuite we discussed. So now we will be coming to our previous session learning, which we have covered till now. First was meaning of subsidiary, where a subsidiary is an entity that operates under a parent company and is treated as a separate financial or operational unit in NetSuite. So each subsidiary can have its own chart of accounts, currency, tax regulations, financial reporting requirements, users and permissions. So if we come to our understanding subsidiaries, so in NetSuite, subsidiary represent separate legal entities or branches within a parent organization. So each subsidiary can have its own currency, tax settings and reporting structure. For planning subsidiary hierarchy, we have to analyze current structure in QuickBooks, which means we will be reviewing how accounts and entities are organized in QuickBooks, then identifying parent and child entities for the same. Then coming to our designing the hierarchy in NetSuite, so we will be establishing a parent subsidiary relationship that reflects our organization's legal and operational structure. For example, parent company is there, where subsidiary A, subsidiary B will be there, and subsidiary B1, which is a child company of subsidiary B, will be there. Then considering multi-currency needs, which means we will be assigning currencies to subsidiary based on their operating and negotiation or region. Then enable consolidation reporting, where we will be ensuring the hierarchy supports consolidated financial statements, which includes intercompany transactions. Then comes our setup, taxes and localization settings. So we will configure tax codes and compliance requirements for each subsidiary. Then comes our defining roles and permissions. So roles control user access and define what a user can view or edit within NetSuite. Then comes our steps to plan roles and permissions. So first of all, we will be analyzing existing roles in QuickBooks, which means we will be identifying current user roles and permissions in QuickBooks, for example accountant, admin, like that. Then comes our mapping roles to NetSuite. So we will be determining equivalent roles in NetSuite. For example, QuickBook admin is there, so NetSuite admin will be taking care of it. If QuickBook accountant is there, then NetSuite accountant role will be handling the same. Then comes our customizing rules in NetSuite. So if you want to use NetSuite custom rules, so we have to tailor permissions based on business needs. For example, restricting access to specific subsidiaries or sensitive financial data. Then comes our assigning permissions, where there will be a permission for some modules, for example like CRM, inventory, or actions that is for viewing, editing and approving. For example, a sales role employee or user can view customer data but cannot edit financial needs. After that, testing roles and permission. So by validating that users have access to necessary features without over permissioning, it will be covered in test roles and permissions. Then we have discussed about migration process of hierarchy, roles and permissions. So there will be a pre-migration assessment where we will be reviewing organization structure, user roles and access level in QuickBooks. Then data preparation. So there we will be preparing subsidiary hierarchy structure in a spreadsheet for easy import into NetSuite. Then comes our subsidiary setup in NetSuite. So there we will be navigating to our application of NetSuite. There we will be setting up in company. There we will be setting subsidiary. Then we will be creating a parent company and add their subsidiaries also. Then we will be configuring settings such as currency, tax code, tax ID and intercompany accounts over there. Then step 4 is configuring roles and permissions. So we will be going to again setup option. Then under setup option we will be getting users or roles tab. We will be clicking on that. Under that we will be getting manage roles in NetSuite. Then we will be creating or modifying roles with appropriate permissions as per our roles demand. Then we will be assigning roles to user and specifically subsidiary access only. Then step 5 involves testing and validation. So we will be conducting user acceptance testing to verify the subsidiary hierarchy and role configurations for the same. Then we will be checking permissions for each role to ensure they will align with business requirements. Then last step is go live and monitoring. So monitoring the system after going live to ensure proper subsidiary reporting and role functionality is coming under this particular step. Then we have discussed about best practices. So first is maintaining least privilege access. So assigning users the minimum permissions needed to perform their task. Then documenting roles and responsibilities, where we will be maintaining a detailed record of roles, permissions and their mappings. Then we will be using segregation of duties, SOD, where we will be using segregation just to avoid conflicts by separating roles that manage approvals, transactions and audits, like that. Then comes our regular role audits, where it is periodically reviewed roles and permissions to ensure security and compliance will be there. Then comes our benefits of proper planning, where there is an improvement in reporting, where accurate subsidiary hierarchy ensures consolidated and localized financial reporting. Then enhancing security, where there will be a role-based access minimizes, which minimizes the risk of unauthorized actions. Then comes our scalability. So a well-designed hierarchy supports business growth and new subsidiary additions. Then comes our introduction to NetSuite modules, where we have discussed about NetSuite modular structure, which allows businesses to configure and use features tailored to their needs. So first it involves financial management module, where it manages financial operations, ensures compliance and provides financial insights. So in financial management module, the key features are journal ledger, accounts payable and accounts receivable, budgeting and forecasting, tax management, multi-currency and multi-book accounting. Then comes our CRM module, which is customer relationship management module, where the purpose is to track customer interactions and improve customer satisfaction. So in CRM there is a lead and opportunity management is there, customer service management is there, marketing campaign management is there, and customer support case management is done in customer relationship management module. Then under order management module, this is for automating the order to cash process for faster and error-free order fulfillment. There sales order processing will be there, order fulfillment should be there, returns management if there is any in our business will be managed there, and pricing and promotion will be there. Then comes our inventory and warehouse module, where all the inventory things which we have in our business will be kept there, and procurement, which is purchasing module, will be there, where it manages procurement processes from purchase requisition to vendor payments. The key features for the same is purchase order management, vendor bill approvals, and contract management should be there. Then we have discussed about the end-to-end implementation workflow, where the requirement gathering and analysis will be the first thing, where we will be identifying business needs and mapping them into NetSuite modules. Then solution designing, where we will be configuring modules to meet specific business requirements. Then comes our data migration, where we will be importing legacy system data into NetSuite, for example financials, customers, inventory, like that. Then customization, where we will be developing custom scripts and workflows using Suite Script and SuiteFlow. Then comes our integration, where we will be connecting NetSuite with third-party applications if there's a requirement. Then testing, where we will be performing unit, system, and user acceptance test. Then training involves training end users on module functionality. Then we will be going live, where we will be deploying the system and monitor performance. Then we will be supporting and optimization. Post go live support and refine processes we will be offering to the business. Then comes our benefits of NetSuite end-to-end implementation, where centralized data management will be there, improve operational efficiency should be there, scalability for growing business is the benefit for end-to-end implementation, real-time reporting and analytics is a plus point for migration or end-to-end implementation of QuickBooks to NetSuite, and enhancing collaboration across department will be the benefit for end-to-end implementation and migration of data from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So coming to today's agenda, which is identifying data to migrate, data cleansing and preparation tips should be given, then overview of CSV reports and integration tools, setting up company information and fiscal calendars, configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiary will be the agenda for today. So starting with data migration strategy. So data migration strategy refers to a structured plan and approach for transforming data from one system to another system while ensuring data accuracy, consistency and integrity throughout the process. So in the context of moving from QuickBooks to NetSuite, a data migration strategy outlines how to efficiently and securely move key business data, for example customers, vendors, items and transaction, into the new system which supports business operations seamlessly. So the key objectives of data migration strategy involves identifying relevant data, where we will be determining what data needs to be migrated, for example master data, transactional data, historical needs, to avoid unnecessary clutter in this new system. That's why we identify relevant data as per the migration strategy. Then data quality assurance, where we will be ensuring data is clean, complete and accurate before migration. Okay. Then comes our minimizing downtime, where it means planning the migration to reduce business disruptions. Then maintaining data integrity, which means ensuring data relationship, for example like customer invoices linked to payments, which remain intact after migration. Then comes our compliance and security, where we will be protecting sensitive data and adhere to legal requirements during the transfer process. Then comes our testing and validation, where we will be testing the migrated data to verify its correctness and usability in the new system. So these are the key objectives of a data migration strategy. Then comes our identifying data to migrate. So first comes our master data. So this is a key foundational data essential for NetSuite setup, where customers, we will be transferring only active customer records and billing and shipping address, contact details and payment terms we will be updating. Then in vendors we will be taking down supplier details, which includes contacts, bank accounts and payment preferences. Then comes our items, where inventory items, service items and non-inventory items with item descriptions, pricing and categories are mentioned. Then transactional data, where historical and open transactions for continuity is there, which means opening sales order, purchase order, invoices, payments and journal entries are there. Then supporting data, where subsidiary details are there, chart of accounts and text code for system alignment is there. Then comes our data cleansing and preparation tips, where the data validation is there, where we will be reviewing data accuracy in QuickBooks, which ensures consistency, where we will be identifying duplicate or missing records for the same. Then comes our data formatting, where there is a standardized formats for dates, addresses and currencies according to NetSuite's requirement. Then we will be removing redundancies, where it will eliminate unused items, inactive customers and vendors. Then comes our reconciling balances, where we will ensure AR, AP and GL balances. Match before migration to avoid disruptions. Then comes our backing up of data, where we will be keeping a secure backup of QuickBooks data for reference and audit purposes. Then comes our staging area, where a staging area is a temporary storage location where data is collected, cleaned and processed before it is migrated into the final destination system. For example, NetSuite, a database. So it actually acts as an intermediary environment where raw data from the source system, for example QuickBooks, is placed, allowing for data validation, transformation and quality checks before it's loaded into the target system. So roles of staging area: first is data cleansing. So it ensures the data is free from errors and duplicates or inconsistencies before moving it to the target system. Then data transformation, where it allows for the reformatting or transformation of data to match the format and structures which are required by target system, for example NetSuite. Then comes our NetSuite testing staging area, where it provides an environment for testing data loads and migration processes without affecting the live system. Lastly, the role of staging area is data mapping, which supports the mapping of data fields from the source to the target system before the final load is done. So the staging area is a crucial step to ensure data integrity and avoid issues during integration and migration. Some example for staging areas is SharePoint. So SharePoint can serve as a staging area, particularly in organizations using Microsoft products. So raw data can be uploaded to SharePoint libraries for reviewing, transformation and cleaning before migrating it to the final system. For example, we might upload CSV or Excel files containing customer data to a SharePoint document library. So the data is then reviewed, cleaned and prepared for migration to NetSuite. Then comes our GitHub. So GitHub can be used as a version control repository for staging data migration scripts and data transformations, while not typically using for storing raw data. So GitHub allows us to the versioning of data migration codes, transformation scripts and metadata that manage the migration process. For example, developers can store scripts for cleansing and mapping data in GitHub, which ensures the migration process is repeatable and trackable. Then comes our Amazon Simple Storage Service, which is AWS S3, where a cloud-based solution where we can store large data sets temporarily before they are transferred to the target system. S3 is often used as a scalable staging area for big data migrations. So for example, we are storing data in CSV or JSON files with transaction data on S3, which cleanses and validates the data using cloud-based tools. Then we will be moving into NetSuite. Then comes our SQL database. So it is a relational database where, for example, MySQL SQL Server is there, which can serve as a staging area to temporarily store structured data, which run queries for transformation and ensures the data is in the correct format before final migration is done. For example, let's take raw financial data from QuickBooks. It might be loaded in SQL format where it is cleaned, mapped to NetSuite's chart of accounts and then transferred. Then comes our FTP servers. So file transfer protocol is the full form of FTP servers, which are often used for staging data in file formats like CSV or XML files before they move to the target system. So for example, data from QuickBooks might be exported as CSV files to an FTP server where it is manually or automatically reviewed and processed before migrating into NetSuite. So in our project right now, we are using SharePoint as our staging area where we will be keeping all our documents. For example, like we are taking QuickBooks customers, vendors, items, journal ledger and company details, company information. We are taking it on SharePoint so that from SharePoint it can be accessible to every single team member for downloading and saving it in their desktops. So in summary, a staging area ensures that the data is properly prepared, transformed and tested before being moved into the final system. And tools like SharePoint, GitHub and cloud storage platforms offer flexible options for storing and managing the migration process. So if we want to show our documents to the stakeholders or end users, we can share it with or share it on SharePoint. From there, in meeting, they can access to it and they can see from their laptops only that what is the document we have prepared and what are the sheets we have taken from QuickBooks application and what are the documents we have taken from NetSuite to map heads. Let's suppose in our previous session I provided you with the sheet where we mapped heads which are common in both QuickBooks and NetSuite, and then we transferred all the data from QuickBooks to NetSuite as per the heads which are common and which we can mention in NetSuite. So SharePoint is the only staging area which for accessing from any part of country we can use, and GitHub is also a good place where we can make all the documents store, and also if there is any changes done in our files from which we have downloaded on GitHub, so we can get a trigger, or we can say we can understand who changed it, at what time and at what date it is being changed. So these are the staging areas. Then coming to our next topic, which is overview of CSV imports and integration tools. So first is CSV import, where it is a native support for NetSuite import assistant tool which simplifies data migration. If we want to prepare CSV files for each data category, for example customers, vendors, transactions, because NetSuite only takes CSV format, not spreadsheet format, so we have to map QuickBooks fields to corresponding NetSuite fields during the importing process. Then we will be validating imports with small data suits before full migration is done. Then comes our integration tools, where we will be using middleware solutions like Celigo, Boomi or SweetTalk for automated data transfer. So these tools supports complex mappings, real-time synchronization and error handling, and it is also ideal for large data volumes or scenarios requiring QuickBooks and NetSuite to coexist temporarily. So by following these steps, we can ensure a smooth and error-free data migration process from QuickBooks to NetSuite. By using CSV format, we will be importing all our files in NetSuite in our next session, and what needs to be explained, I will explain in my next session in CSV import tool. Then after data migration strategy is done, we will be coming to our initial system configuration, which is QuickBooks to NetSuite. So first of all, we will be setting up company information and fiscal calendars. So starting with company information, so we will be entering the organization's name, legal address, email and phone numbers in setup, company information. So there we will be configuring legal entity details, logo and company registration numbers for branding and compliance. Then fiscal calendars, where we will be defining the fiscal year structure under setup, accounting, manage accounting periods. Then we will be setting start and end dates for the same, where we will be ensuring they align with financial reporting periods in QuickBooks. Then we will be entering open or close periods which is as required, and we will enable the use of multiple accounting periods for seamless accounting transaction and reporting. Then comes our configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiaries. So starting with taxes, we will be navigating to setup, taxes. Under taxes we will be going to our tax setup, where we will be configuring tax codes, rates and jurisdictions. Then we will be enabling taxation preferences for automatic tax calculation such as VAT, GST based on regional compliance needs. Then we will be reviewing tax rules and importing historical tax codes from QuickBooks for continuity. Then we will be configuring currencies, so which enables multi-currency features if our business is operating in multiple currencies. Then we will be adding required currencies in setup option. Under setup we will be going to our accounting option. Under accounting we will be clicking on currencies option, where we will be defining exchange rates manually and also integrate with an automatic rate provider to keep rates updated. Then comes our subsidiary option, which is necessary for NetSuite One World accounts. So there we will be using setup. Under setup we will be going to our company option. Under company we will be going to our subsidiaries to create a hierarchy for legal entities, where we will be assigning specific currencies, tax nexus and accounting preferences for each subsidiary. Then we will be linking subsidiary to shared master data such as customers, vendors and items for unified operations. So by setting up these foundational configuration, NetSuite will reflect the organization's operational and compliance requirements, which ensures a smooth transition from QuickBooks. So by configuration of setting company information and fiscal calendars, it means like from QuickBooks, if we are migrating data such as for customers, in items, vendors, general ledger and every single data we are migrating, so we will be making company as per the QuickBooks, because it is only one time process which we will be going to do and it cannot be done automatically. So before migrating the data and integration steps, we will be firstly setting up the company name. Let's suppose if we are taking as company La Ville Inc. in QuickBooks, so we will be taking same name in NetSuite also. And if this La Ville Inc. company is operating in US, so we will be taking currency as USD, which is US dollars. And if La Ville Inc. company is operating from Jan to December, so we will be taking January to December fiscal calendar. And we also mentioned the tax nexus as per the QuickBooks. We will be setting up all the basic things before migrating, so that if we have to show it to our stakeholders, it should be properly matched with QuickBooks, and there will be no discrepancies between both QuickBook and NetSuite data. So for that only we will be setting up company information and fiscal calendars as per our QuickBooks. Then we will be configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiaries. So if our Lavile Inc company is taking subsidiaries, let's suppose 2 to 3 subsidiaries are there, so we have to jot down in our NetSuite so that if there is any entry for the same subsidiary, we don't have to take, or we don't have to struggle in matching or putting it into that particular subsidiary. So that's why we will be configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiaries as per the QuickBooks demand. And if we are migrating our data from QuickBooks to NetSuite, so we have to migrate every single thing from QuickBooks to NetSuite, so that once all the data is migrated and everything is completed, then from next year onwards, if we are doing new transactions, so it can continue from the transactions we have done already. After that, all the datas or transaction which are going to happen in next year, it can continue from that particular year. So this is what initial system configuration of QuickBooks to NetSuite means. In conclusion, as we are wrapping up today's webinar on data migration strategy and initial system configuration for transitioning from QuickBooks to NetSuite, let's summarize the key takeaways we have taken. Like data migration strategy, where we have discussed how to identify key data to migrate, which includes customers, vendors, items and transactions. And also I highlighted the importance of structured approach, where we ensure data accuracy, cleansing and validation during the process. Then we have discussed initial system configuration, where we explored the foundational steps for configuring our NetSuite system, such as setting up company information, fiscal calendars, taxes, currencies and subsidiaries, which ensures our environment aligns with our businesses operations from day one. Then we have discussed staging area. The staging area plays a critical role in the migration process, which offers a safe space to clean, transform and validate data before it's moved to our new system. So by following these strategies and configuration, we will be better equipped to handle a seamless and efficient transition, where there will be minimized errors and there will be optimized use of our system setup for success. So thank you all for your time and engagement today. If you have any questions or need further clarification, feel free to reach out. We hope this session has provided valuable insights to help you with our migration journey. So wishing you all a smooth and successful implementation of NetSuite. Stay connected and good luck with your migration efforts.